Agent of Chaos, Gremlin, Master Level Troll. These are all things that I would use to describe GamerGuts. But that is because every year, GamerGuts comes up with some way to prank somebody around the holidays. And this year, unfortunately, it's their mom. And the prank that we're gonna be doing is both lovely, kind of a dream build of mine, but also an absolute troll. You see, GamerGuts wanted me to build their mom a brand new PC. There's only one catch. I have to use their old, original home computer as the base. As long as the case stays the same, I have succeeded. So today, we're gonna build a sleeper build that's gonna be given back to GamerGuts' mom with brand new hardware. I'm hoping that what we build in here is just gonna absolutely blow away anything that this PC could have ever been. So let's take it apart, see what we're working with, and start speccing out a system. Hello and welcome. My name is Wolfie. You're watching GreaterThanPie, and this is GamerGuts' machination. So this is the computer we are starting with. This is a Gateway home computer. It had a 64-bit Intel processor. It actually had a Pentium 4 in it. Next generation serial ATA hard drives. That's SATA. That's SATA. ATA. We've got DirectX 9. It doesn't say what graphics card, so I'm assuming that's just integrated graphics. We even have like the old DVD and CD drive. Yeah, along with SD card readers and all that stuff. Unfortunately, all that's gonna have to get replaced because if we do a modern system in here, we're gonna be moving to SATA, and well, we don't have those kinds of connectors in here. Hopefully though, everything is standard. It looks standard, I'm not sure. So let's take a look on the inside. You never know when opening up these old systems what you're gonna find because most people don't take care of them. That doesn't look too bad. Not at all. I mean, I already removed the processor at some point, and then the cooler, just to kind of like see what we're working with, but it's not bad. There's a bit of dust. I mean, the layout's pretty open. Looks like you can remove things like the hard drive bays. These are all standard. USB 2 though, oh my God. So many USB 2. That shouldn't be too hard to fix. I think you can split USB 3 into USB 2 quite easily. So we might be able to get all those working. Power supply looks like a standard ATX unit. I love to see that. All right, let's just empty this shiz out and see what we can do. See where we can work. I mean, luckily we've got, this is actually a huge win for us right here. We've got labeled power pins. I did a very similar procedure in a Dell once, and they were not labeled, and it was a nightmare. I could not figure it out. So it looks like everything is standard. Good job, Gateway. So now we're at the point where we're gonna see if this actually is gonna work. Covered in dust, it's several hours later, but let's just say it's a much cleaner PC now. Well, computer case. I'm still impressed by how far this thing went, like how easy it was to take apart. I think this is standard. I hope this is standard. We're about to find out if it's standard. So I'm just gonna have to build a computer. Okay guys, moment of truth. It's like 3 in the morning. I definitely am going to need to take a break from this project soon, because I mean, it's already getting so late. We got a PC pretty much all built here. We're still waiting for the power supply to come in. I've got one of those coming real soon. Here's our case. Always remember this. This is a free tech tip. Always put your I/O shields in. All right, I/O shield is in. Oh my God, I think it is. It feels, oh, it definitely is. Gateway used standard ATX or micro ATX, meaning this build is gonna work. And we'll run this just like that. It's gonna be so quiet, I love it. Let's see what kind of GPUs we can put in here. There's one in particular that I want to put. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that was a tight fit, but haha, we got her. Okay, we're back. We've got the rest of the parts we need here. So let's finish this up. So we've got, of course, a nice standard DVD CD burner, because we just want to maintain that functionality. And that can just be slid in right through the front here. Holes right there, and we can just screw those in. We also have a Samsung 1 terabyte SSD. This is an 870 EVO. Pretty good balance here of performance to price. 5 1/4 right there. Boom, and just stick it in that like that. We got a Thermaltake Smart BM2 650 watt power supply. We went with this one because semi-modular and of course budget friendly. I have to break all norms here and install it fan down. And the reason for that is if I put it fan up, it'd be going right into a steel side panel. And it's not gonna actually get any air. But if I put it this way, we'll get air to the power supply. It's actually not bad. I mean, I think it doesn't look bad. We're using that restricted space to the best of our ability. Looks good. All right, time for a test post. Fingers crossed. Oh, wait. I always remember to do that part first. Nothing. Oh, wait, no, I spoke too soon. There we go, we posted. So now all I have to do is install Windows on it, fix the RAM configuration, and I think we can get this bad boy up and running. So, Windows is installed, everything's benchmarked, and I gotta say, I didn't expect this to work so well. I didn't expect this thing to be pretty quiet, pretty cool, and even capable of doing some gaming. Now, we did put a gaming GPU in there, but the R9 380 is not a great card on today's games, and well, our gaming benchmarks kind of prove that. So 3D Mark Time Spy, which I'm actually surprised that this GPU can even run. I thought it only ran DX11, but it can run DX12 apparently. So it got a 3055. Yeah, 3055, with the CPU score being significantly higher than the GPU score. GPU temp did hit 82 degrees, but it's not that bad, actually, for that GPU. The CPU temp stayed at 76 degrees, and these are max temperatures. These aren't the median temperatures. This is just the maximum peak temperature during the benchmark. We did test Firestrike, which is a more appropriate benchmark for this PC for the generation that the GPU came out. And that one did score an 8,442. Not too bad. The temperatures did get a little bit higher. We got an 83 on the GPU peak and an 80 on the CPU peaking. So we did go a little bit warmer on this test, and it would show a more reasonable score comparison for this generation of GPU. We did also test the Heaven benchmark, again, mostly for stress testing, but just to see what we can do. We did Heaven Extreme, which is a DX11 benchmark anyway, and we got a CPU temperature of only 44 degrees Celsius, which means that Heaven really doesn't hit your CPU at all, and a GPU temp of 80 degrees Celsius. So we're hitting around the 80s to like 83 degrees when actually hitting it with load. And our score was a 1,171. Cinebench R23 though is a CPU torture test, and on here we hit 95 degrees Celsius. It got hot, but at the same time, we did get a score of 10,502. So, I mean, the CPU works and it works well. Now, while the focus of the system is not gaming, we did run a couple of our favorite games just to get a good idea on if you could game on this system. And you can, sort of. At 1080p, because that's the display resolution we were testing at, we ran into a couple issues with Doom Eternal and running out of VRAM. We had to set everything to low, and we were able to get 65 frames per second with the GPU temp going up to 82 degrees. Cyberpunk 2077, that one didn't do nearly as well. We had to put FSR to its fastest quality on low settings at 1080p, giving us an FPS of 39.28 at 78 degrees Celsius. Borderlands ran at low at 50.31 frames per second and a temp of 80 degrees Celsius. You'll notice that the performance of this GPU isn't too dissimilar to a Steam Deck. In fact, actually, I think the Steam Deck is better in some regards because it can run Ultra Nightmare, but it's also running at 710p, so That being said, the performance of this GPU isn't really the selling point of this PC. The appeal to this is looking back at this PC, seeing this, and not knowing that it is running brand new hardware, and it is running it very, very well, and can do a little bit of gaming. Of course, the home that it's going to is not going to be doing any of that gaming, and instead, it's going to be used mostly as a work computer, which, with the little bit that I've used on it, that SSD in there, blazing fast. The CPU holds up, and the RAM, well, I've used that RAM several times. It's probably higher quality RAM than I would have stuck in this PC to begin with if I were building it from scratch without reusing some of my parts. I guess really the moral of the story of this build is you can totally upcycle so many parts into a PC that, well, your parents or your parents' parents could actually use. And trust me, if you build them a PC, it'll become a lot easier to fix when something inevitably goes wrong. That's where we're gonna end today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, consider giving it a like, maybe commenting, subscribing. I will be making another type of video like this real soon. I actually have a full tower from earlier. I think that one's, this is 2005. I have one over here from like 2000. That is an actual gaming PC from that era. And I wanna see if I can get it running, and if I can't get it running, I'm totally going to be putting a badass gaming system in that case. So we're gonna be doing more like this. So if you're not subscribed, get subscribed. I'll see you in the next video. Wolfie out.